Oh, yeah. Okay. So, good day, I'm Jefferson there, and today we are going to create a summary again. Okay. A summary of our chapter 6 on our CCNA1 on Night Ahad. Okay. Okay, so I'll be using a slide here from SlideShare for our summary. Okay, so first I will set up my screen recorder. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, done. Boom. Okay, so Control E. Okay, so let's set it to full screen. Okay, so as you see here, chapter 6 is all about network layers or network layer. And okay, so this is like a table of contents. First about network layer protocols, the next routing, and next about the routers and configuring Cisco router. Okay, so let's go. The network layer, the network layer or the OSI layer 3 provides services to allow end devices to exchange data across the network. To accomplish this end-to-end transport, the network layer uses 4 basic processes addressing end devices, so like IP address, subnet mask, etc., encapsulation, routing, and the encapsulating the frames or the message. So network layer protocols are common network layer protocols include IP version 4 or IPv4 and IP version 6 or IPv6. So IPv4 and IPv6 is like our IP address, but it is it's the latest, I think. Okay, that's what I have read on our chapter 2. I think so. Next, the legacy network layer protocols include Level Internet Network Packet Exchange or IPX and Apple Talk Connectionless Network Service or CLNS. Okay, so let's move our camera here. So minimize it. Okay, for me to see it clearly because my camera is on my laptop. But so here's a figure here. Okay, IP packets flow through the internetwork. Okay, connectionless, no connection established before sending data packets. Less effort or the unreliable one. The overhead is used to guarantee packet delivery. Media independent operates independently of the medium carrying the data. Okay, so we have answered this, or we will answer this on our chapter 6 activities, as I remember. The connectionless, less effort, and media independent. Okay, so next is the IP or connectionless. Okay, the sender doesn't know if the receiver is present, if the letter arrived, or if the receiver can read the letter. Okay, the receiver doesn't know when it's coming. Okay, so that's the connectionless communication. Your sender doesn't know if you are sending a message to her or to him. Okay, and the sender doesn't know if his or her message is received by his or her receiver. Okay, because it's connectionless. Next, the best effort delivery. As an unreliable network layer protocol, IP does not guarantee that all sent packets will be received. Other protocols manage the process of tracking packets and ensuring their delivery. So here, packets are routed through the network. Some packets may be lost on the route. So not all the messages or not all the IP packets will be received by the receiver, or the destination. Next is the media independent. IP packets can travel over different media. So as you can see here, is a copper media here. This is a serial BCE, I think, and here, or a 1, okay, I think this signifies 1, or the serial BCE, and the wireless here, the wireless router. Encapsulating IP. Okay, so yung header data, network layer encapsulation. IP header transport layer, PDU. Okay, this is the parts of the IP packet. Okay. The network layer adds a header so packets can be routed through complex networks in which there's their destination. So contains IPv4 packet header. Version that header length, differentiated services, and the total length. Okay, let's see here. Example IPv4 header. So this is a Wireshark, I think. Wireshark. Limitation to IPv4, IP address depletion, internet routing, table expansion, lack of end-to-end connectivity. So introducing IPv6 or the IP version 6. Increase address space, improve packet handling, eliminates the need for NAT, integrated security, 4 billion IPv4 addresses, okay, and 340 and decillion IPv6 addresses. Encapsulating IPv6, okay, so these are the legends. Field names are the yellow ones. Okay. This color fields not kept in IPv6. Okay, name position change in IPv6 and new field in IPv6. IPv4 header and IPv6 header. Okay, so as you can see, there is more space on our IPv6 than on our IPv4. So next, okay, so this destination IP and IP and the source IP. Alright, next is routing. Okay, so see here, default gateway. Okay, hosts must maintain their own local routing table to ensure that network layer packets are directed to the correct destination network. The local table of the host typically contains their connection, local network route, or local default route. Also, the default gateway here is the one that is that is the default gateway of this PC will be the IP of this port. Okay, so your IP address of this port on your router will be the default gateway, okay, of this PC. Now, so I believe browsing of table. Transfer packet forwarding decision. R1 has 3 directly connected networks. Okay, you see. R1 also has 2 remote networks that it can learn about from R2 and okay. So as you can see here, R1 has 3 IPs here. 2 switches and 1 is connected to our router with a serial DCE. Identifies how the network was learned by the router. Identifies the destination network and how it is connected. Identifies the interface and the router connected to the destination network. Okay, so remote for routing table entries. So next is routers. So much for the routing. Sorry, signal is too slow today. I mean tonight. I'm using my hotspot. Oops. So it disconnected. I'll try to connect it again. It's okay. It will disconnect. So F5. Okay. So we move that. So we are here. Okay, sorry. I'll show it here. Okay, router is a computer. Okay, router CPU and OS. Okay, there's a figure here, an image. Okay, so RAM, okay, volatile and non-volatile. So on our chapter 2, we have studied the RAM and the NVRAM. Okay, so here we're going to have flat 4 types of memory. Okay, so RAM is the volatile one. Okay, stores or running iOS, running configuration file, IP configuration, IP routing, ARP tables, okay, packet proper. Okay, so when you didn't save your configuration, it is located on your RAM. So here the ROM is non-volatile. Boot up instructions, basic diagnostic software, limited iOS, NVRAM, non-volatile start configuration file. Okay, this is when you save your configuration. So in flash, non-volatile iOS are the system files. Inside the router, the power supply should per week. Okay, so as far as I remember, this week is one of their modules, I think. I don't know. This is the fan, SD RAM, and VRAM CPU, advanced integration module, or AIM. So this is the parts of the rear part of our switch, our router. Okay. Next, connecting to our router. These are the ports of the one interface, the auxiliary ports, LAN interfaces, console RJ45, RJ45 of course, console USB Type B. And next, the LAN 1 interfaces, serial interfaces. Okay. SkyES operational details vary on different internet networking devices depending on the device, as purpose and feature set. However, SkyES for routers providers the following addressing interfaces, routing, security, QoS, and resource management. Yes, the boot set files, flash RAM, all these are the early memories here, the flash memory, and VRAM and the RAM. iOS image, SkyOS, RAM, and VRAM start config, load up start config, run config. Okay, run config is the RAM, startup is the NVRAM. However, router boots up. Alright. So we heard the show versions output. Oh, okay, this is a CLI of a router. So we can type show version if you want to show the version output. Okay, noted in our privilege. Sec. Okay, show version. Next, the configuration router. Okay, this is the most exciting part. Okay, it's the host name. Okay, this is how you change the host name. This is how you set security passwords on your lines. Like the SDI or the line console, and the next, how to create a banner and how to save your recent configurations. So next, so we have tackled this on our chapter 2. So I think this is just a recap. So it's how to add a IP address on your interfaces, like this gigabit Ethernet interface here. Our router. Okay, now shut down to change your state to up. Okay, exit to go to the fast mode. Okay, gigabit or short for GO/1 IP. So don't forget the subnet mask here. No shut to set it up and then exit. So next, show IP interface brief. Okay, so this will show your IP addresses, okay, on your ports. Then next is the ping. Okay, the pinging. Okay, so we can use ping on our terminal on our PC. Okay, if you want to check ping all of your PCs on your one network, to check if those has or to check if those PCs are connected successfully. So next, the default gateway natin. Okay, so here, okay, you don't need a default gateway on our switch. Okay, and here because our default gateway will be coming from the ports in from our router. Okay, to let the packets go from your PC switch router to your PC here at PC3. Okay, so the sorry, okay, so let's continue our okay, sorry, my storage is full. Okay, so I have deleted some of my videos earlier. Okay, so going back to our default gateway on the host. Okay, so your IP address on this port, on your gigabit Ethernet port, okay, 0/0 and 0/1 will be the default gateway. So the IP address of your gigabit 0/0 will be the default gateway of your PC1 and PC2 here, and the default gateway of your I mean the IP of this gigabit 0/1 will be the default gateway of your PC3 and PC4. So next, it's again switch. Okay. So this is how to set IP, or I mean default gateway. Or so you can use there's a way on how to set default gateway without using our CLI. Okay. Okay, so okay, IP address, so that's not here. You forget it. The IP default gateway. Okay. So next, okay, we're done. Okay, so thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Okay.